Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking the code on a skill that's, well, pretty much essential for everything, storytelling. And we found a kind of secret formula that'll help you tell a great story, every single time.
You've been there, right? Someone asks you a question, puts you on the spot, and your mind just goes blank. You start talking, but you're rambling, and that great little anecdote you had in your head just falls completely flat. It's that moment of pure pressure, where you're just wishing you had a script.
Well, hey, that feeling is totally normal. Coming up with a compelling story when you're under pressure is tough. But here's the good news. It's not some kind of magic talent you're born with. It's a technique, a skill you can learn. And today, we're going to teach it to you.
So where does this amazing technique come from? You might be a little surprised. This secret blueprint was actually forged in the fire of a really high-stakes English language test. It's a formula that's literally designed for maximum clarity and impact when the pressure is on.
And the real key is the time limit, just 90 seconds. Now, that constraint isn't a bug, it's the most important feature. It forces you to cut out all the fluff and get right to the point, making sure your story is concise, clear, and really powerful.
And because of where it comes from, this isn't just some nice idea. It's absolutely battle-tested. You can think of it like a communication tool that was hammered into shape under pressure, so you know it's going to deliver when things get serious.
Okay, so how do you actually build a story in only 90 seconds? Let's break down the blueprint. It all comes down to 5 clear, totally manageable steps that you can start using pretty much immediately.
Here's the roadmap. We start with a quick intro, we set the scene, we get into the action, explain the result, and then stick the landing with a strong close. Every single step has a job to do, and together, they make a perfect little narrative arc.
Now, beyond just the steps, the real secret is the timing. This isn't just about what you say, it's about how much time you give to each part. It has this built-in clock that guarantees you hit all your key points without rushing or dragging. It's what keeps your story so tight and engaging.
First up, your hook. You've got about 10 to 15 seconds. Just state what the experience is, when it was, and where it happened. This gets your listener oriented right away and grabs their attention. For instance, I'd like to tell you about a time I had to lead a really challenging project. This was last year at my previous company. See? Simple, direct, and effective.
Next, you want to create a quick before snapshot. What was the vibe in the room? What were you doing right before everything kicked off? And crucially, how are you feeling? This sets the stage and establishes the mood of the story, giving us a baseline for the action that's about to unfold.
Okay, this is the heart of your story. It's the longest part, around 30 seconds. What did you actually do? What specific actions did you take? And here's the key. Include one memorable, specific detail. Don't just say, I worked hard. Say, I remember staying late to reorganize the spreadsheet, and that's when I finally found the error. That little detail makes the whole story feel real.
Now, it's time for the payoff. Every great story has to answer the so what question. What was the final outcome? What did you learn? This is where you connect all the action to some personal growth or a key insight. It's what gives your story its meaning.
And finally, the close. You only have about 5 to 10 seconds, so you want to deliver a final, memorable punch, a quick summary sentence that drives the main point home. Something like, overall, it was a stressful experience, but I'm glad it happened because it really taught me the value of clear communication. It's a neat, tidy ending that sticks with people.
So, you've got the structure, the bones of your story. Now, how do you make it shine? The next step is all about leveling up your language. We're going to go from just telling a story to telling a story that has real impact.
Think about the power of your word choice. Instead of saying an experience was good, was it rewarding or impactful? Was something hard or was it challenging? Just swapping out those everyday adjectives for more precise, descriptive ones instantly adds emotional weight to your story. The same thing goes for verbs. Using dynamic, powerful verbs like overcome, resolve, or collaborate makes you sound like the hero of your own story, not just a passive bystander. You weren't just part of the team, you collaborated to achieve a goal. See how that completely changes the feeling?
And let's not forget nouns. Framing a tough situation as a challenge or an opportunity instead of a problem, well, that shows a real growth mindset. Talking about things like milestones or achievements gives your story a much more professional and meaningful frame.
Now, here are a few phrases that add a ton of authenticity. Saying something was a turning point for me. That's a really powerful way to signal a significant personal change. It sounds natural, it's relatable, and it adds some real depth.
Or try this one. Looking back, I realized that a phrase like that immediately signals to your listener that you're about to share some wisdom. It shows that you've actually reflected on the experience and learned something valuable from it.
And hey, don't be afraid to just say how you felt. Stating the emotional reward directly, like "I felt a huge sense of accomplishment," communicates the positive payoff of your hard work. It connects with your listener on a human level and makes your success feel way more tangible.
So we have the structure and we have the language. Now let's connect this powerful tool back to your own life and the incredible impact you can have when you really know how to tell your story well.
This blueprint is just so versatile. It's a total game changer for behavioral questions in a job interview. It's perfect for opening a presentation with a compelling story or for making a great impression at a networking event. Honestly, it transforms you into a clear, confident communicator in almost any high-stakes situation you can think of.
So, the most crucial point is this. The secret formula isn't just one thing. It's the combination. A clear structure gives your story a solid foundation, and impactful language makes it memorable. When you put those two together, that's when you get real impact. So you have the blueprint, you have the tools, you have the formula to turn your experiences into compelling stories that connect, persuade, and inspire. The only question left is, what story will you tell now?